my in the sand, not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today. Well, the plane touched down just about 3 o'clock, and the city's still on my mind. Bikinis and palm trees danced in my head. I was still in the baggage line. Concrete and cars are their own prison bars, like this life I'm living in. But the plane brought me farther. I'm surrounded by water. I'm not going back again. I got my toes in the water, my earth in the sand. Not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today. Adios and via con Dios. Yeah, I'm leaving GA. And if it weren't for tequila and tequila, and if it weren't for tequila, pretty senoritas, I'd have no reason to stay. Adios and via con Dios. I'm leaving GA. Okay, whatever. I'm like trying to sing this song. I'm in such a hurry right now, and I'm trying to sing you guys a song as I do my intro here. So hey, welcome to Bell's Bargains. My name is Amy. Nobody even requested that song, but today is the hashtag Sippin and Chillin challenge. So I'm like, I have to sing. I got my toes in the water, my ass in the sand. Not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. I'm gonna pick this up, but I'm not going to. Okay, guys. First of all, if this is your first time here, welcome. I always start every video with a song. You can send me a request if you want. Don't look away. Don't go away. Don't change channels. Don't switch it off. Just watch. We have a whole bunch of fun here. I'm like a bad car wreck. And so if you're here because of the challenge, you've never seen me before, you're going to be like, what is she doing? And is she crazy? And the answer is yes. But you're going to have a great time. Bad car wreck. Can't look away. You just keep going back, going back, going back. Or bad train wreck. Anything like that. Anyway, on this channel, we do only Dollar Tree. Everything is Dollar Tree. All my crafts, all my supplies. I do food reviews, shopping hauls, and all you have to do is look down below in the description box, and it's going to tell you everything about what I do every week. I do at least 4 uploads a week, normally 5. All right, so let's dive in because I want to tell you what I'm here for. Today is technically Wild Wednesday on my channel, and it's a Wild Wednesday where I'm doing a challenge. So this challenge is by the Crafty Quinn and Andrew Peacock DIY. The Crafty Quinn does a challenge every month, and her co-host this month is Andrew Peacock. And Crafty Quinn, she's very nice. Last month, I did their camping decor challenge, and that was fun. And this month, Andrew Peacock from DIY is co-hosting, and it is a Sippin and Chillin challenge. Hashtag Sippin and Chillin. So I did some fun things for that. But before we get into that, let's not forget, I have to tell you guys about so many things. I do a subscribers challenge here, and the subscriber challenge is, I forgot my item. This is for the subscribers challenge. So if you don't know what that is, I do a challenge with my subscribers, and we do a craft together, and then I feature what you've made on my channel. And so right now it's the truck, and you have till the end of the month to buy a truck like this, or if you can't find this, it could be any truck, and my only rule is that it has to be Dollar Tree supplies that you decorate it with, and then you send it to me via my Facebook page, which is linked down below in the description box, and then I do a video where I show everybody's craft and how they saw decorating the truck. Okay, so this was what I first said, but then I realized might have some problem finding this, so just any truck will do. All right, I am doing a live on Friday, a Foodie Friday live with that grandson that owes me $5. For those of you that are regulars, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, tune in on Friday and you'll find out. And I do a weekly giveaway on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All you have to do is watch my Tuesday and Thursday videos. You have to be a subscriber, you have to like, you have to comment, and then you're entered into a drawing for a $20 Dollar Tree gift card, and every Tuesday I announce the winner for that. All right, let's go. Let me show you what I've made. Some of these are super simple, but so adorable. I made 5 things for today. So this is a tote. You guys know I love to redo their totes, and it's so cute. This is a scarf, just for a regular scarf, and it had like margaritas and fruits and all that on it. It's super cute, and I made this little bead tassel. Now here's the thing, the footage for this got lost, but all I did was make a tassel. It's a bead, and then a table scatter, bead, table scatter, bead, table scatter. and then I tied it on there. This is so easy and so cute. $2 basically is your cost. So I mean, when you go sipping and chilling, don't you need something to carry your stuff in, like your mixer and stuff? Okay. And then the next one is this little number, which is a tiki bar. It's to sit on your tiki bar or to point the way to your tiki bar. So this box was so cool. I was like, that's so sipping and chilling. And this was part of a sign. You'll see in the video how I put it together. So stinking easy, but super cute. That's gonna put this out on my bar outside. And you guys know I love to take, their coloring books have the most amazing graphics in them. This is a page from a coloring book. Super simple. This was a magnet and I added on there some green twine. And then all I did was add color into that lime. I love this. It's very simple and does not just scream sippin' and chillin', because I think it does. All right, and then I made a wreath out of flip-flops, and it says it's 5 o'clock somewhere, because it is 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, but these are straws. And the flip-flops have like pina colada. There's a strawberry daiquiri on one. They say sip back and relax. This one says toes in the water, something like that. Anyway, okay, so I went for the sippin' and chillin', made a cute little wreath, but I'm loving the straws because it's like a ribbon on there. And then the final thing that I made, which I absolutely, I'm in love with, is my sippin' and chillin' beach in a glass. All right, so I'm not sure, I don't want to tilt it too much, but you can see, can you see I put a little drink in there? It's just a little bead with the white thing in there, some seashells, and the bottom, how cute is that? This was super easy. It's one of those huge margarita glasses that they sell. I think this is so adorable. I'm in love with this. It's like a little mini fairy garden thing in one of their big margarita glasses because it's sipping and chilling. Now I know somebody's gonna say I could have done a rim, like a salt rim on it, which I really considered. But I decided not to because I thought it would take away from the beach inside. So FYI, before you say that to me, but that is another thing that you can do. All right, guys, that's what I made for our Sippin' and Chillin' challenge. Don't forget, there is a playlist down below, so you want to follow that. And when you go to the other people's things that are on the playlist, make sure that you say that Amy from Bella's Bargain sent you over to watch it, because I want to make sure they know that I'm encouraging you guys to go watch their videos. All right, thank you so much for watching this. I really hope you enjoy those. We will see you tomorrow for Theme Thursday. It's going to be Christmas in July. You know, I'm with the grandkids right now, so I'm putting in some stuff from Christmas last year. All right, you guys, as always, have a great day, great week, a great life. Somebody's at my door. You know why? He's picking me up. I got to go right now and get grandkids. So thank you so much. And happy, as always, from your singing crafty crafter, happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. I got to answer my door. Okay, so I have one of these cute little totes, which they sell there all the time. This is a scarf, which has that same drink pattern on it. And then I have some colorful beads and a little bit of table scatter. So I'm actually going to weave this through our little tote here and give it a cute little tassel, because if you're going to go sipping and chilling, you're going to need something to carry your stuff in. So I just take the scarf and I weave it all the way through. And at first I went like over right there. In the end, I undo that when I came back around because I needed them to end up to where I could tie them. So after I got it through and just a little finagling to even it out, I just made just a regular bow, And then I went on to making a tassel. So here you see right here, I undo it right there and go back through the regular way. So this was just in, out, in, out, in, out. You'll notice I made sure that we were out on the outside as we went around the corner or the outside edges. Then I made a bow. Then I took my baker's twine there. First I made a tassel. So if you don't know how to make a tassel, this is not the video to watch. And it's so funny because I feel like every time I make a tassel, I make it a different way. I'm not sure if I do or I don't. It just feels like that. But I wanted to make sure that I had the string on the end to bead directly onto my tassel. So you'll see I took a long piece there and looped it in. Now I'm just going to wrap the part of my tassel that's, you know, that's wrapped, right? And tie that off and pull it through, yada, 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 tassel made, and then cut the ends. Now, I know some of you are going to watch this video and go, Amy, you should have just put tape on the ends of your cotton twine as I went to string it through. By the way, I'm just trimming the tassel up here. As I went to string it through the beads. Well, the problem is these beads have a tendency to not have a really clear hole in them. So I ended up getting one of my little pokey things and poking the strings through, and that worked fine. In the past, I've tried tape, and I didn't want to go get the tape. But I lost footage, and so we don't see me make the tassel with the beads and the things there, but it's super cute. All right, for this one, I have this box, which just screams Sippin and Chillin, right? But I'm gonna take the lid, glue it to the front, and put some plants in here, and I'm gonna take this part of a sign that says Tiki bar and put it inside the plants, and it would be sort of a topper for a bar, or point the way to the bar. And I'm gonna pull noodles to put this stuff into. This is super simple, but really cute. Okay, first of all, we're just gonna glue that lid to the front. That's easy. And I'm gonna cut the pool noodle. I slice it in half, and then I glue that down to the bottom. Pretty simple. And then I just start deconstructing the tiki sign there, and I take that was from some 4th of July thing. So I'm just trying to straighten out but you know, I save all these things. I'm trying to straighten out that metal to glue it onto there. And so I glue it on, clean up my glue, and then just start putting plants in this. And you notice I picked like what I felt were like tropical feeling plants, and just start filling it. That's pretty simple. The hardest part of this whole project was getting the sticker off of the stick that I used to make the sign. That was literally the hardest part. And I'm removed a little bit on the bottom of that one. Put some glue on it just to stick it into the foam. And then go get the rest of the plants. So I put a fern in. The sticker got a little wonky on me there too. Put that back on. So those ferns are on the one-sided, so I was just trying to make sure the leaves were pointed forward. Put a little glue where I wanted to stick it into the pool noodle. And then this one, which I like because it sort of has that pink, which pulls in the tiki sign. That's one of those more plastic-like fern ones, but I liked it and it gave it some height. But you could put whatever you want into it. Then I take my tiki bar. This is where getting this sticker off was like next to impossible. I think I eventually take my scissors and scrape it off. I'm like, oh my gosh. But normally I don't put things away like that with a sticker on them. I did this time. I don't know why, but anyway. And then I get it's a Crayola metallic green marker, and you have to shake them and press, but it was the perfect green to outline that sign with. And once I do that, I put the sign in. I put the sign towards the back of the box, and I did add a little bit of glue to adhere it to the back of the box as well as to where it went into the pool noodle, and then that's it. This project was done. So simple and very cute. I liked it. Okay, for this one I have, I'm going to use and picture out his coloring book, one of these black signs, but I'm just going to flip it over. I'm not cleaning off the words on it today. And a magnet that says "Let the weekend begin." Some lime green, the lime green striped cotton twine. And I don't know where they went, but oh, some markers. I'm going to actually color in the lime and then accent with the cotton twine. So we're gonna make a sign that signifies sippin' and chillin' because it's the weekend. All right, so I took out my coloring book page, and instead of making it really clean lines, I decided to rip it. And when you do this, you'll always have one way that you rip the paper. It's super easy, and then the other way isn't. I think it's like going with the grain or against the grain almost. So I used a sign. I thought maybe that would help. It didn't. So I just kept ripping and was trying to be really patient. It's a little tedious, but really not that bad. I just liked the way that it looked rather than having the clean edges. And once I got that done, I want you to take note. I used the spray adhesive, of course, that I bought at the Dollar Tree because I'm always trying to try different adhesives and see if there's ones that I like better or not. Mod Podge on this was going to be difficult because the paper is thin and it would have wrinkled, and I wanted a very clean adherence of that paper to the board. Also notice I did not center, and the reason is I know that I have to cover up the holes on the side over there. All right, so I get my little smoothie thing and smooth it out. Just always be really careful. In any place that wasn't sticking, I just put a little more spray adhesive, and I gotta say, this worked amazing. It was super clean. It didn't run the ink on the page or anything. And then I just started coloring in that lime. But of course, there was no adhesive behind the lime. But in the end, I was trying different greens. Really just a regular green and a yellow coloring pencil gave me the best color. I was really going for that lime color. I don't even know if that's a lime. Is it an orange or a lime? It's probably an orange. I made it a lime. Or are they the same? Anyway, and then after I got that done and got that green on there the way I wanted, I love this look, though, that just the one item has a pop of color. And then took my green and white, it's like the lime green and white cotton twine, and started twining the sides because obviously I have the sign going a different way than it initially did. So there's the two holes over there. So I just start covering them by twining around them. Finding the ends on these brand new rolls is very difficult. So I just kept going until I pretty much had covered those lines now, or holes. Now I always cut in the front. I know most people hide where the twine is attached. I actually like the look of seeing where like there's just a knot there, and then I knot my ends. There's 2 knots in each one of these. I just like that it adds a little dimension. The magnet, I was trying to decide where to put it. Eventually I put it up there. And then I cut 5 equal lengths of twine that were fairly long. I was trying to make a hanger for this. So I was just knotting and then spacing a certain amount of space and knotting and spacing a certain amount of, I was trying to keep it even and knotting. And when I'm done, I tried to put it on as a hanger. It just didn't look right. It looked funky. So in the end, I take it and joined it to the side where I'd already done some twine. And actually, I really liked how that looked. It just, again, it gave it some dimension. And then I just tied it together on the back with the loops where I thought I was going to make it a hanger. I don't put a hanger on. I decided that I liked it as a lean-to, but of course you can't put a hanger on. So then I'm taking the magnet off the back of this magnet. Number 1, I don't need the extra weight, and number 2, I want to recycle that magnet. So I take that off. It wasn't too hard to do, just a little bit of prying with that prying tool or whatever it is. And then hot glued it up on top there. And this was done. And I think it's really cute. I love their coloring book prints. Love them. Okay, so for this one, I am going to use this white, it's a photo holder wreath. It's a 5 o'clock somewhere shadow. 5 o'clock shadow. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And these flip-flops. So you'll notice that the flip-flops say sit back and relax. Pina colada, here's the recipe. strawberry daiquiri, the recipe, picture of it, and then drink in my hand, toes in the sand. So I'm gonna make a flip-flop wreath and put this in the middle of it for Sippin and Chillin. And I'm gonna use this as the base to put all the flip-flops on. I think I'm gonna wire them on. Hot gluing them on just won't work, so we're gonna wire them on. Let's start this. All right, so we open up our sign, our wreath, and we get it all ready. And then I had floral wire, and I arranged my flip-flops the way that I thought I wanted them. Actually, I messed it up, though, when I went to put them on, but that's okay. It still looks great. So I'm just sort of spacing them and then getting my wire, and I'm using the little knobbies for the toe part thing there to secure it, the flip-flop. But then I do go over the base of the flip-flop once right there, and that's on these bottom four. So the bottom four, it's supposed to be the right or the left shoe of each flip-flop is getting wired on, and then the right shoe gets glued on, and you'll see that coming up. And so I'm just trying to secure it as best I can. And then I go to the exact opposite one and do the same thing. And just, they're so light that it's pretty easy to do this. Like, they're not going to have much weight on the wreath. But I realized I started to wire this one on the wrong place. Like, I'm too far up, so I undo it and put it where it's supposed to go. I'm like, oops, wrong place. And so then I undo it and move it down to where it's supposed to be. There we go. Now we're in the right spot. That's okay. These things happen. And just wire that one on, and then I go to the two. Now what I did was, because I had two green flip-flops, which was the only flip-flops I found that had like drink recipes or that sort of followed the theme. So the two green, they're not the exact same green, but I put them opposite of each other. I just thought that was better. And so I just wired these ones on, just sort of measuring, trying to make sure, because now I have cross wires, so it's going to wire on differently, as opposed to the ones that I was wiring. I think you guys see what I mean. Anyway, so I got that one wired on. And then I think the next one is where I do the fail and put the wrong, I put the wrong one on. Like the wrong, oh no, it was that last one that was the wrong one, I think. Well, anyway, one of them's the wrong flip-flop. I don't think it is this one, I think it was the last one. But it doesn't matter in the end. It was fine. I could have gone back and fixed it. I just was like, I think it's fine. So after I get them all wired on here, I do take hot glue and just put a ton of hot glue on the outside of the wreath where it hits the flip-flop. And I just sort of measured with scissors, which is about as unprecise as it gets, but that's okay. I didn't have to be perfect. I mean, we're fine. And I just like a glob of glue over that just to give it a little bit extra little oomph, so they weren't flipping off. They weren't flipping off the wreath. And then I let that dry, and then we went on to the next level, which was putting on the pair to the flip-flop. So all I do was just center them so that they're halfway on one and halfway on the other, so that we're like completing our flower, so to speak, of the flip-flops. And you can see that blue pair there. See how it's a left and it's not right, but it doesn't matter. Probably wouldn't even notice if I didn't point it out to you, I'm guessing. And I did just hot glue these on because the flip-flops are rubber, so they're gonna hot glue together, and that worked great. That's it, like getting that perfect little circle there. So then I'm looking at it now. I didn't realize I was going to do this, but as I'm sitting there going, gosh, I think it needs something in between the flip-flops. I ended up putting the flip-flops between the two greens, right like that. That's where it goes. I like that best. But then I was like, I think it needs something. So first I take, I think, an outliner. Yeah, I used a Jot purple Sharpie just to outline the sign. Actually, this probably wasn't really necessary, but I did it. So anyway, then I decided to grab straws. Now I have a ton of straws, and yes, they are Dollar Tree straws. I've had them like for a long time. I've always had Dollar Tree straws in my drawer. And I had a pile of them for the bar outside. And so I was like, instead of using ribbon, I'm going to use straw. I tried to use the wire. That didn't really work. In the end, I got some ribbon because then I could really cinch it really tight. And then I make basically a straw bow in between the three openings in the bottom there and two on the top, and then where I was going to hang it, I put a bow. I don't know that I'm going to leave it that way. I actually might go back and put another straw bow because I think that looked more festive and fun. And then after I got the straw bows on, I took my, I'm just floofing this a little bit. I took my, it's somewhere, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, glued it in the middle, and that was it. We were done. Oh, and there was a bow on top. But yeah, it looks good. Okay, for this one, I have a big margarita glass, some little fairy garden figurines, Mod Podge, sand, and a bowl. And a straw. We're just gonna make a cute little Sippin and Chillin. And we're gonna add some sand to the base. Of this. So I'm gonna Mod Podge and put sand on it. So I just have white sand here. In a little bit, you're going to see me go get the darker sand. Because when I went to put my little beach chair in there, I realized it had darker sand on it. Anyway, I just threw Mod Podge. This is really easy, you guys. Just Mod Podge, and I poured sand over it, and the sand sticks to the Mod Podge all over it. It's a little messy because I got sand everywhere, but if I went to the beach, I would too. So anyway. So after I do that, I pour some sand in there and put my chair in and realize that the base of the chair has a much darker sand. Luckily, I actually had some darker sand. So I pour out that white sand, get my darker sand, and I'll show you there. And then I decide I should probably put some darker sand on the bottom too. I wasn't going to take away the white sand, I just went over it. So I just added more Mod Podge on and then just poured some of the darker sand on. Like I feel like this is California beaches versus like someplace tropical. Dirty sand. And there's the white beaches of the tropics. Anyway, so I just poured it on there. And then poured some of the white in and then some of that and just sort of mixed it up a little bit. Put my chair in and now it matched better. You can't really see it from this angle, but. And then just started putting like some things in. Some seashells. I wanted to put some seashells on the base of it. And then the other fairy garden pieces. So I got the little seashells that are for, that come in the little jars. And added some of those in there. Opened up my fairy garden little beach things. So put the flip-flops in. And then added some more shells. And I got a bead. And I put a little tiny piece of white thing in there. And stuck it in the sand because it's my drink next to my chair. Then I let the base dry a little bit, and then I added on some shells, and there was a little lifesaver and then a surfboard. So I added all those things onto the base. You can't really see here as I'm doing it, but I'm just gluing it onto the base. And I did let the base dry before I did that, FYI. Anyway, I think this is super cute. And then I take a straw and I cut some of it off and I put it in there. It's oh, cute. I love this piece. I hope you guys like it too.